Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Modern Warfare Remastered. This was kind of like the game that kind of helped my channel grow in the first place, and it's a game that's always going to be near and dear to my heart because Call of Duty 4 was my first COD game. It's a game that made me fall in love with the franchise, and so of course when they remastered it, I was stoked, and instead of playing Infinite Warfare, I played MWR for the entire year, making content and stuff like that here on the channel. Well, Modern Warfare Remastered is coming back, but in a weird way. We've talked a lot recently about SM2, people know about IW4X, and know about the Plutonium Project, basically these fan-made COD games that are basically fixing all the problems of Activision Blizzard and just giving COD fans an experience that's by COD fans for COD fans with no bullshit in between. Well, we have that now for Modern Warfare Remastered, or we're going to be having that for Modern Warfare Remastered. It's called H1, which I think that's a weird name because like when I hear H1 I think H1Z1, but it's called Modern Warfare Remastered H1. It's going to be a client for Modern Warfare Remastered, again made by fans for fans, and the idea behind it is if you have Modern Warfare Remastered on Steam, which fuck Activision, MWR is still $40 on Steam without the map pack, mind you. The free map pack that we had back in 2007 that they made us pay $15 for with Modern Warfare Remastered, yeah, 40 bucks for the base game, 10 plus bucks for the DLC, freaking ridiculous. There's other ways to get it, I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, so if you own Modern Warfare Remastered on Steam, on Friday, June 24th, the H1 server is going to go live, and what it's going to be is it's going to be Modern Warfare Remastered. This footage is coming from Mike, otherwise known as Rage, great guy, definitely check out his channel, link to him down there in the description, and as you can see here, it's a custom client, so you can just go to your stats, you can set your prestige, you can unlock everything, you can do whatever you want, right? For me, I played MWR on console, and I want to have all the stuff I had unlocked on console, right? So I can just do that right here on this server, and what's also interesting about this server is they're going to take that cut content that we discussed back in Modern Warfare Remastered and add it to the game in certain playlists. There's going to be a server browser and all of that, but you guys may remember way back in the day that they updated the Modern Warfare Remastered game files with new attachments. We're talking like extended mags, thermal scopes, attachments for pistols that otherwise weren't there previously, the master key under barrel shotgun, like all these different attachments, heartbeat sensors even, right? All these things were added to the game files in Modern Warfare Remastered. Some of them were even textured out and like were actually able to be used if you knew how to mod that stuff into your game. Well, with this custom client, you can actually see, and this footage here is going to be from Tails, you can actually see that cut content. It's actually going to be within the H1 server itself. Now, you may be wondering, well, what's the point of this, right? I mean, sure, you can play around with cut content on the server, but aside from that, like, what's really the benefit of H1 as compared to playing Modern Warfare Remastered? Well, H1 fixes a lot of the problems that Modern Warfare Remastered has by being able to change around your FOV, whereas previously that was not a thing you could actually do, and it tries to fix a number of aspects of the original port. A big problem with COD on PC back in the day, back before Modern Warfare 2019, was that the games were never optimized well. They always had so many problems. They made the game strictly for console, they ported over to PC, and then did very little to actually optimize the game for PC, and as a result, COD, which is like every single year, even to this day somehow, like the #1 game whenever it comes out, like it's always like the bestseller, right? It's always top of the charts. On PC, the game's always dead, or at least it used to be, before cross-platform and cross-compatibility, and before they actually started putting work into the PC ports of their COD games. You know, you go back to games like Modern Warfare Remastered, Call of Duty World War II, even great games like Black Ops 2 and stuff like that, they were all dead on PC. Despite the fact they were popping off on console, they were always dead on PC because the player base just could not deal with how bad the ports were, and it was clear that Activision Blizzard didn't give a shit. They did not give a shit about the PC player base. They knew that their bread was buttered by the console fans out there, and so they basically focused on that. So H1 is going to be an improved Modern Warfare Remastered. It's going to have the cut content that was previously added to the game files of MWR but was never actually there, and you can unlock everything right away, so there's no waiting, no more bullshit with supply drops. Like, you guys remember how the supply drops and the depot credits and how all that stuff worked, right? Like, all that stuff can just be unlocked. You can have every character in the game, every camo, you can have every gun, everything, right? You guys know me, a sense of progression is always a big thing, but when the sense of progression in a game is literally supply drops, I don't care. You know, I'm just not that into it. And plus, being able to change around your FOV and being able to play the game on your PC, which at this day and age, a lot of people's PCs are going to run better than like their Xbox Xbox Ones or their PS4s and stuff like that, you know. So I think it's a good server. I think that actually sounds like a really good idea. I'm definitely going to be playing this myself because I love COD 4. I love Modern Warfare Remastered, and I would love to play some Search and Destroy on Modern Warfare Remastered using the old school guns with the old school attachments and having a nice FOV as well. That sounds pretty cool. That definitely sounds pretty cool. And also, because it's fan-made and because it's on PC and you can either buy a game on Steam or get it other ways, the player base should always be there, especially with a server browser, because if you try to play Modern Warfare Remastered on console, you know, you guys know you can basically play only Team Deathmatch and Free-For-All, with occasionally playing Search and Destroy against the exact same, you know, 10 people every single night. So having more people, having a revitalized population on the servers can be pretty cool as well. So once again, H1, I'll put a link to everything down there in the description. It's not a sponsored video or anything like that. It's just a cool fans project that was brought to my attention, and Tails sent me over some footage. We saw Rage's video here, and it looks really cool. And you guys know me, Modern Warfare Remastered. I love that game. I love COD 4. And so now that we have a fan-made server coming out that fixes a lot of the problems and allows you to actually have access to everything without having to spend a bunch of money or grind, you know, the supply drops or anything like that, that sounds pretty cool. And definitely just, it's another one of those fan options. Again, SM2, the Plutonium Project, IW4X, like all these different projects out there. This is another one. And I think we're seeing a very interesting shift in the paradigm, if you will, where we have like COD fans being fed up with how COD's being run, and they're just making their own servers and their own clients and stuff like that, where fans can actually just go have fun with none of the bullshit, which is definitely pretty cool. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all for this video here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on H1 MWR down there in the comment section below. Once again, it goes live on Friday, June 24th, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.